A mere 351 days ago, we said farewell to the game of high stakes and the city of Dallas, Texas, with our sights on a new city and a brand new challenge that promised a season like never before. In those 351 days, you have proven to the entire world that pushback was no match for you. And now, as we say goodbye to a season that left us with so many memories, there's just one thing left to do. Vex Nation! It's time to change the game! Introducing Vex V5 Robotics Competition Override! Let's find out how Override is played.
Welcome to the 2026-2027 Vex V5 Robotics Competition, and this year's game, Override. Override is played on a 12-foot by 12-foot field by two alliances, one red and one blue, made up of two teams each. There are 119 scoring objects in Override, 56 cups and 63 pins. Cups are hollow hourglass shapes with one opaque side and one transparent side. Pins come in 4 different configurations: red-blue, red-yellow, blue-yellow, and yellow-yellow. Points are scored by stacking pins and cups on top of goals. The addition of a cup allows teams to increase the number of pins that goal can hold. There are 9 different goals located around the field. 5 of them are neutral and can be used by either alliance. The remaining 4 goals are red or blue and can only be used by their designated alliance. Goals can be one of 3 sizes, and all of them are equipped with April tags for vision sensor identification, regardless of starting alliance. 10 cups and 11 pins begin in the driver's station, where they can be introduced to the field together or individually using a loader. A stack is created by adding a cup to a pin scored in a goal. Only a pin's visible color will count as scored. When adding cups and pins, teams must take note of the orientation of the previously placed object in the stack, as placing a pin into the opaque side of a cup prevents that color from being scored. The match begins with robots in their designated starting positions, with one red-yellow or blue-yellow preload each. Override consists of a 15-second autonomous period where teams can win an autonomous bonus of 12 points as well as an autonomous win point. Once the autonomous winner has been determined, the 1-minute 45-second driver control period begins, where teams will work together to score more visible pins than the opposing alliance. There is no limit to the number of scoring elements that are allowed to be placed on a goal. However, until the end of the match, each robot's vertical expansion is limited to 50 inches tall. Each visible red and blue pin is worth 5 points, and every visible yellow pin is worth 0 points, until they are claimed by an alliance using a toggle. Toggles have the ability to change the color assignment of any visible yellow pins within one of 4 quadrants. For example, a stack that includes 1 red pin and 2 yellow pins has a score of 5 points for the red alliance, while the toggle is yellow. If that quadrant's toggle is changed to red, the red alliance score for that stack increases by 10 points for every yellow pin. However, if the toggle is changed to blue, then all yellow pins within that stack will count toward the score for the blue alliance. Teams will need to use pins strategically, as there are limited quantities of each color combination: 20 red-yellow pins, 20 blue-yellow pins, 19 yellow-yellow pins, and only 4 red-blue pins. But at any given time, each robot is only allowed to possess 1 cup and 1 pin. In the final 10 seconds of the match, alliances have one last chance to turn the tide of the game. During this time, robots within the midfield boundary may not exceed a total height of 18 inches and must do their best to avoid being forced out of the midfield by the opposing alliance. Any robot breaking the plane of the midfield in any way at the end of the match will receive 8 points. But that's not all. The alliance that stands their ground with the greatest number of robots inside the boundary when the clock runs out will claim the points of all yellow pins scored on the center goal. And to make things interesting, this season, teams must accommodate a build restriction, as your robot's drivetrain may not exceed 55 watts. Override can also be played in Robot Skills Challenges, the collegiate-level VEX U Robotics Competition, and the VEX AI Robotics Competition. Check out the game manual for all the details. Official rules and game information for Override can be found at competition.vex.com. To register a team, find events near you, or ask a question on the official Q&A, please visit events.vex.com. Good luck, and have a great season.
There you have it, Vex Nation. You gave Pushback everything you had, and now it's time to overcome a new challenge with Override. Here to tell us more about Override are 2 of the creators themselves. Vex Worlds, give it up for Game Design Committee members Bailey Call and Connor Moki.
Thanks, Tyler. On behalf of the GDC and VEX Robotics, we're thrilled to give everyone their first look at Override, and Bailey and I are here to share some insight into the design of this game.
We're super excited about this game. The GDC took a little bit of a different route in the way we go about designing a game this year. We fell in love with this concept of intelligent stacking and a game where object orientation and reorientation matters. This game is designed to encourage computer and AI vision, color sensing, and complex software at its core. The game lends itself truly to automation inside of both driver control and more intelligent autonomous.
And Bailey, Connor, speaking of pieces, there are so many pieces on this game field, more than Pushback even, right?
Pushback had a lot of game pieces, but Override has even more, and multiple types. As Bailey already touched on, object orientation is critical in this game, and teams are going to have to be very careful when stacking both pins and cups. Teams will be making strategic decisions for the placement of every single object.
And while we didn't give you a shooting game, we have been listening. We've seen your desires, dreams, and wishes for games, and we've introduced the King of the Hill mechanic in the center of the field at the end of the match. We haven't seen it since Turning Point all those years ago, and we're excited for its return.
Bailey, King of the Hill, new for Vex. What is that going to mean for these teams and their robot designs while we make it to Worlds next year?
I mean, teams are going to have their attention pulled in every direction, vying for control of the toggles along the outside while also still going for the midfield. We also thought now's as good a time as any to introduce a new build restriction, only allowing 55 watts on the drivetrain. We wanted to shake up the drivetrain meta that's had a hold on teams and your motor allocation for years.
This restriction will also free up the use of an extra motor or two elsewhere on the robot, creating more opportunities for cool mechanisms and design diversity. Our hope is this game allows teams to focus on the true offensive scoring, lifting, and stacking elements without the powerful drivetrains reigning supreme on the field.
Speaking of, we are so excited for the return of Vex robots lifting and stacking way up high. Bailey and I both have fond memories of stacking games over the years, and we hope you'll come to feel the same way about Override.
We'll have more to share with you guys about Override in just a few days after the Vex V5 Middle School and Vex U finals, including game manuals, hear about CAD and build instructions for the field, and more. On a personal note, both Connor and I want to thank the entire Vex Robotics Game Design Committee, the Vex Video team, our animation team, our graphics team, the entire Vex engineering team, the education team, the game manual translators all around the world, our event partners, coaches, students, and the entire Vex community. Thank you, everybody, and good luck in Override.
Vex Nation, give it up one more time for Bailey and Connor. We cannot wait to see how you take on the challenge of Override. For those of you who can't wait to get started on next season, the new game elements for Override are now available out those doors in Dome Entry B. Congratulations again to all of you who made it to Vex Worlds this year. Skills champions, excellence award winners, and tournament champions, please come up to the stairs for a group photo. Coaches, parents, guardians, please stay seated while we capture this moment in Vex history. Congratulations again to our world champions. Thank you, everyone. Good night.